Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I have the third card in my Christmas in July series, so let's jump in. So I'm going to create this fun alcohol ink card, and I'm going to start with my base. So I'm going to cut down a piece of cardstock to 7 inches by, and it's 8.5 because that's the size of the paper. And then I'm going to cut down a piece of HammerMill cardstock. This is going to be die cut. So I cut it down to 3 inches, and then I'm going to cut down a piece of Yupo as well, because that is what I prefer to do my ink blending on. And I cut that, I believe, to the 3-inch mark as well. I think the HammerMill was 3.5 and the Yupo is 3, because I am going to die cut them in a minute. So I just needed them to be the right size to go through the die cutting machine with the appropriate die. And then I did score the card base at the 3.5 mark. So my card will be 3.5 by 8.5 inches once it's scored, but it started out at 7 by 8.5 inches. So hopefully that kind of helps. That's just my standard slimline size. I've seen sizes slightly larger than that or slightly smaller. This is just kind of my preference. And then I'm going to run my 2 pieces there, the 2 panels that I've cut out, through my die cutting machine with the Waffle Flower Slimline Lacy layers. So this is the Yupo piece. I ran it through twice because Yupo is a plastic. I find it doesn't cut as nicely as paper does. It will cut, but I do find it needs just a little more pressure. So I always try to run it through twice, and I did flip it as you saw as well, just to make sure that I could get the stitch line detail in that die cut. And then I ran through the lacy layer, the scalloped edge piece, with my HammerMill cardstock, because that will back the piece of Yupo once we've kind of done all our ink blending and it is ink blending. It's alcohol ink blending on top of the Yupo piece. So I am doing Christmas in July, obviously you guys can tell, and I love snowflakes so much. They're probably my favorite winter thing. And now granted, they don't have to be Christmas related. That's more the sentiment. But I love snowflakes. So please don't be surprised if you see a bunch of snowflake cards in this series, just because I love them. Snowflakes, butterflies, and flowers tend to be kind of what I gravitate towards. I do try to work with other things just to kind of give you, different things to create with. But I'm really drawn to snowflakes. So I do end up kind of going that direction in my cards quite a bit. But yeah, so I'm just working between 2 alcohol ink colors here. I believe it's Celestial is the blue, and then the purple is Villainous. And then I keep working with them until I'm happy. There's no wrong way to work with alcohol ink. I think that it's kind of one of those mediums where you just let go and let it be what it is. And if you hate it, you could add some isopropyl alcohol on it and remove, all of the ink and start over. But I tend to just let it flow and be really happy with what it is. So I like to add a wash of the blending solution on the bottom, and then I slowly build my colors from there, 1 drop at a time, because it's really easy to add color. It's a little more difficult to remove it if you don't like what you've added. So that's kind of how I like to work with the alcohol inks. There's no right or wrong way. And then as you're working, it gets to a point where the alcohol ink is like a little bit tacky. So at this point, I'm not adding any more color. I'm going to actually bring in some foil, and I'm going to use that little bit of tack that's left on my panel from my alcohol ink slowly drying, and I'm going to add some foil to it. And you'll see when I hold it up, it is just stunning. But this does take a little bit of practice to kind of get to a point where it actually works out. There is a little bit of a stage where it's dried too much and the foil won't stick, or if it's too wet, the foil won't stick, or you'll get way too much foil and you lose all of your kind of pretty alcohol inks. So it does take a little bit of practice to get there, but I promise you it is stunning when you get it to work. So I'm going to hold it up so you can look how beautiful this is. I love it. I think it turned out stunning. So I'm really, really excited with how this card comes together. But as I said, it is going to be very snowflake heavy. And I'm going to cut my snowflakes out of vellum because I didn't want to cover up too much of this background, but I did really need something to kind of be the focal point of this card. So That's what I was thinking when I went in with this. So I brought out the Tim Holtz Paper Cut Snowflakes minis, and I just cut out a bunch of them. I wasn't totally sure what I wanted to use, so I just grabbed all the ones that are kind of fun looking, and I end up layering them in the actual card design, which you saw in the beginning there, but I kind of cut out a bunch, and then I just cut out all the little, popped out the little pieces that were there. And then I'm just going to start adhering them after I've kind of done a few more layers to the card and whatnot. But I had no idea what I was going to do. I knew I wanted snowflakes and I knew I wanted alcohol inks. But other than that, I wasn't really sure where this card was going to go. But I love how it turned out. It turned out so pretty. So I'm really happy about it. So this is the Christmas in July series. As I said, this is my third year? I don't even know. 4th year, I think, of doing Christmas in July. And so I have a whole playlist of a whole bunch of Christmas in July cards if you want to check that out. There's like a whole bunch of them. And on Thursday of this week, I will be doing my live stream because every second Thursday I do a live stream, and we are going to actually make flat shaker cards together. So that is the plan for the live. If you want to come and check it out, it's on Thursday the 11th at 3 p.m. PST. I already have a thumbnail up for it. So if you go over to my channel and you go to the live tab, there should be like an option there. You should see that time in your time zone. So that'll hopefully tell you if it's something you can, come and hang out with me on or not. It's a lot of fun. There's a group of ladies. So far, it's pretty much all ladies. My husband pops in once in a while, but it's pretty much all ladies. But yeah, it's a group of ladies and we all just kind of hang out and we chat and I create something together, and it's a lot of fun. So if you have the time and you're free, I would love if you'd come hang out with us. It's really enjoyable. So please do if you have some spare time. So then for my sentiment, I went in with the Christmas Blessing stamps and dies. This is a Simon Says stamp set, and they're like all of these wonderful Christmas sentiments. And then I bought the matching die set because I really wanted to use this as like my main Christmas sentiment set. So I thought that would be a really fun way to use it. So I did stamp out the Merry Christmas. There are other options if you don't want something Christmas. And if you maybe you don't like making Christmas cards, maybe you don't celebrate Christmas, you could easily turn this into a winter birthday card. Just do the sentiment as happy birthday and put some snowflakes. Like, it would still work. I do try to make the cards something that you could easily alter if Christmas isn't your jam, because I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, and that's perfectly okay. I just, then easily you could turn this into a birthday card, like a winter themed birthday card. You could turn this into, just like saying hello, those kind of cards. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It's just that that's the direction I went with it, because of course we're doing Christmas in July, and I do sell, I do sell my cards. So Christmas is a pretty popular card that gets picked up. Christmas and birthday seem to be pretty popular. So that is what I like Christmas in July. It's just kind of a fun break from the cards that I make the rest of the year. That's why I like to make Halloween cards. Although generally nobody sends Halloween cards. It's just like a really fun time to make something just completely different, because I can play with a very different color palette and, kind of spooky things. It's just kind of really fun to do. So that is what I was kind of thinking here. But yeah, so I'm just going to put some 3D foam squares behind my sentiment. That just pops it up a touch, gives it a little dimension, and it'll give you a place for your eye to rest. So that's kind of what I was thinking in this design. I am also going to center the sentiment in the card design. So you saw me adhere it down to the scalloped layer. I just used my Nuvo Deluxe glue. Yes, I'm still milking this bottle. I should have my glue back in this week, so hopefully that'll be, you'll see a new bottle, in the live probably, actually, because that's about the time I would have it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna stick this down central, and then I'm gonna kind of build my snowflake around it, because originally I thought that I was going to use all the snowflakes, but I chose to kind of put them together and create just one big fluffy snowflake. Or not, there's three, but I do 3 like stacks of the snowflakes, and then I add a gem on top to hide the glue, because that's the only place that I'm going to add the glue is the center of the snowflake. And I'm sorry that you're not going to get the full clip here. I left most of it in because Mist, that you can see, she's sitting here, she's supervising, she's, inspecting the snowflakes and letting me know if they're, up to her standards. But I didn't realize that my phone storage was getting pretty full by this point, because I had forgotten to delete some older card designs that were still they were in the deleted file, but they hadn't been removed from my phone yet. So this clip is going to cut off kind of funny, and that's why, is just because I forgot to go and delete old footage that was sitting there, and so my phone got full and it wouldn't let me record anymore. So, and I didn't notice right away. So I've completed, all the snowflakes, but you get the idea. They're layered up snowflakes. That big one up in the top left corner, I actually add another layer to it. So it gets 3 layers, and then the other 2 snowflakes have 2 layers. And then I actually add a snowflake in the inside as well, because I still had snowflakes left. And then I think there was 1 left, and I put it back in the package, and I'll save it for another project down the road. But yeah, I thought that the 3 snowflakes were really pretty and didn't steal the show. Like, you still get all that beautiful color from the alcohol inks, but it's not completely covered because they're all vellum, so you can see through them. So it kind of gives you that, oh, see, you do get to see me put the third one on. I lied. It's going to cut off here. Yep. And then I'm going to use some 3D foam, or not 3D foam squares. This is the Big Mama foam tape from Simon Says Stamp. It is super thin. It's about 1/16 of an inch thick. And so it gives me dimension without giving me a whole bunch of bulk. And so I, of course, love that. I like to mail my cards, and I like to easily put them in envelopes. So though I love dimension, I don't want it to be so thick that it's not going to fit in an envelope, or you're going to fight with it. Because like I said, I do sell a lot of my cards. So I have a custom order I'm working on right now, actually, that I'm hoping to finish here pretty quickly. But yeah, so, I sell a lot of cards. So they need to be mailable so that people can send them. And of course I do create envelopes for everything as well. So if I do make a card that's quite thick, I just make it a specialty envelope, and then that's kind of how I make up for that. But yeah, so it turned out, I love how this card turned out. And here you're going to see me adding those gems. These are gems you can't get anymore. They are the Nuvo Pure Sheen gems. At least I can't find them anywhere, so I assume you can't get them. And they're just a really big gem, which I love, especially for the center of a snowflake like this. So I'll link something similar down below, but that's, yeah, so that is the card I have for you guys today. I love it so much. The camera and the pictures do not do this card justice. It's vastly more stunning in person than you see here, but I think it still turned out really pretty, and I'm really excited about how it turned out. So that is the card I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday, and every second Thursday is a live stream, as I said, so please come and join if you are available. It's a lot of fun to kind of hang out and get to know you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.